Hey guys, and welcome back to Professor Layton and Pandora's box. As the title may suggest, things are going to start to get a little bit more treacherous as Leighton and Luke jaunt through Falsense. But first things first, we actually have to go around picking up litter, because Chalmy, he's not really setting, the best example for London's finest right now, dropping evidence hither and thither, and it's kind of embarrassing, if I'm honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would have thought, dude, you're a police inspector. Look after your goddamn evidence.
And I would also think that, now, I don't know, obviously, how evidence gathering works in Professor Layton, the land with magic robots and killer Ferris wheels, but I would think that, at least based on my admittedly limited knowledge of police procedural, you would do something like get the evidence in a fucking plastic baggie or something to make sure people don't fuck with it. Just throwing that out there, guys.
Yeah, then at least if it fell out of his pocket, there'd only be one thing to find instead of 15 individual pieces.
And there we have it.
What if it wrapped in with other shit he had in his pocket, like gum wrappers or, other dollar bills or receipts that he never threw away, things like that.
Oh, this picture makes no sense now. Was it a box or a fucking confectionery minefield?
It's just normal picture, and part of it is $5 off at his next meal at a certain restaurant coupon that he just jammed in there.
Oh, new diary key. Excellent, I get to do some dramatic reading.
Oh boy.
I live for this. Alright.
Really? This is what you live for?
Don't judge me, man. Stop kink-shaming my literary delights. Here we go. Father has always done what he wants, regardless of who may object. He's that way with everyone, even his sons. It's no wonder my younger brother always seems so irritated with him. Even so, he and I must endure father's whims because, as the next in line to rule Falsense, we cannot leave this town, even if we want to. We are stewards of this town, and we must stay here to watch over it. End of chapter.
That sure is a town.
Sure is Falsense. Oh, that's so Falsense. Coming this January to ABC.
I told you, man, that would be a fantastic situation comedy, with all the kooky funsters at Falsense. And that end of season show, when they cross over with the Curious Village, man, I was laughing so much. It's just great.
So basically, with the theme song, would that be, "That's so Falsense, it's the misery I can see"?
Yes. You're full of surprises, Rich. I don't even know what to say anymore, to be honest.
That's so Falsense, it's so curious to me.
Yeah, I get it. Brilliant. Give this man a BAFTA or an Oscar. Just give him some kind of award to shut him up, because I really can't take it anymore.
Give me the EGOT and I'll be fine.
No, I don't even know what that is. Anywho, puzzle 111. How many turns? How does this one work, Rich?
So basically, you've got all these bobbies on the beat, and they're all telling you how many turns they have taken. And basically, you can tell who's not really listened or who's been loafing off, because you can only turn left or right on this path. You can't take a U-turn. So there is only a certain number that they can actually be.
Ah, okay.
There we have it.
I think that, basically, if you start on a horizontal path, then you're going to have an even number of turns. If you start on a vertical path, I think you end on an odd number, so I think that's how it works. Or they should all end on even. Something along those lines.
This game of Police Quest is rapidly making no sense, I'm sorry.
Even more dramatic reading.
Oh, God, game, why do you have to enable this, man?
Now I get to do my proper dramatic reading voice.
Alright.
Here we go. No longer able to tolerate Father's selfish ways, my younger brother has left Falsense for good. Strangely enough, Father doesn't seem affected by it at all. If anything, he only seems more focused on excavating even more gold from the mine. Is that miserable ore worth so much to him? I'm beginning to think that I will never understand that man.
Well read. Excellent reading there.
Well, if you were focusing, not just on my lustrous, dramatic reading voice, but the text I was reading from, you would know that there's friction within the Hudson family.
How very interesting. And also, Tom, when are you going to give one of us the chance to do a bit of dramatic reading?
Not in this playthrough, I can tell you that for free.
Ah.
I'll be honest with you, I would just make goofy voices to piss off Tom.
Yeah. You do the very thing you shit-talk the Game Grumps for in their 1000-Year Door playthrough, am I right?
Well, first off, I haven't really watched that playthrough, so I can't really tell you.
Oh, sorry, that was Flame who did that. You were shit-talking Danny in his Space Quest 3 LP.
Well, I was more exaggerating that, actually. I mean, I don't like it, but I think it's bad. He seemed to know what he was doing, and I actually appreciated that.
It's a pretty fun Let's Play, that one. The only problem I have is, and I know this is rich coming from HFC of all groups, the audio wasn't up to the usual Grump snuff, but, I'll let it slide this time, so long as you do more, with or without Ross. I just love the point-and-click adventure game playthroughs. Opal is still thirsty, we still cannot attend to her. When oh when will it be time?
I don't fucking care about Opal. She can drink bilge water if she wants, I'm on a mission.
Oh, down some piss, we'll be back when we're able.
Here's some piss tea for you, governor.
Actually, I think it will be chapter 6 by the time we quench Opal's thirst.
Oh my god, we're just gonna let her suffer until chapter 6?
Yes!
Where the fuck were you?
It's only the next chapter, it's fine. You know, Layton and Dawson really are cut from the same cloth, and this is my favourite puzzle, by the way. I don't really know why, it's just something that speaks to me. Yeah, they both love puzzles, they both love antiques, Layton's an architect. Basically what I'm saying is this is the birth of a radical new ship, and we should all support it.
What an odd tangent to make.
Sorry, my mouth just kept going, and my brain didn't really know what the fuck.
See, that's my problem, so you really shouldn't be taking cues from me, alright?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a better ship than the one that everybody does with Leighton normally. Because at least that one's sort of age-appropriate.
Oh, you mean with Don Poncho? I never really liked that one either.
Yeah, let's just get off the subject. I'm getting a wee bit uncomfortable here. Next thing you know, it'll be Leighton in his hat. It's like Terror in the Chair all over again, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Tom, don't joke about these things, because they will happen.
Okay.
And seriously, do not even think about the top hat, because the amount of opportunity that allows for is terrifying.
Oh, you're not thirsty again, are you?
From one uncomfortable situation to another. Jesus Christ, shadows on the street corner is right.
Seriously, Vera, honey, look. I know you work on commission, and that's a really bad thing for you, by the way. He's like fucking 12. Can you back off a little bit?
Oh, Jesus, what are the age laws in Falsense?
How old is she? Fuck you! Just stop trying to screw children!
Yeah, oh, you think that's bad? Wait until you see the answer to this one. How old is the girl? Well, let's see, shall we? 1, 5.
Oh my god, I know it's legal in some states, but still.
Oh, it just makes you feel so dirty.
Layton's apprentice strikes again!
Layton's apprentice needs some therapy.
Lady, alright? Look, I know this is some Magic Fantasy Dark Town, but I will get the Magic Fantasy Dark Police on your ass in a minute.
Where are they, by the way? Are they inside the club? Is that why we haven't seen any?
That's probably where they are, yeah.
Yes, everyone is inside that club, and...
I'll bring this up after he does his dramatic reading. I'll bring this up
Thank you.
afterwards.
Thank you for being considerate of my needs and wants. Alright, here we go. We found a new ore down in the ground that Father thinks we can refine into a precious metal. Personally, I doubt we'll be able to turn something as dull and dead as that rock into something of worth. Not that it stopped Father. The digging has advanced to the point where it's formed a massive crater under the castle. I have visions of the whole castle tumbling down into that abyss.
Well, at least it's not an Indian graveyard they're digging into.
Yeah, you notice I'm getting more and more excited with each new entry.
I'm trying not to listen to it that closely, actually.
Well, by the time I get to the final one, it'll just be a wordless scream.
What I wanted to bring up is when Vera was talking with Luke back there and the dude was clearly uncomfortable, Leighton was probably next to him, just sitting there, not doing anything about it, you know? So that speaks volumes about the man.
It's funny you should mention that. Well, keep an eye out in the credits of Pandora's box. There's a few funny illustrations there that might tickle your fancy.
Oh, alright.
Okay, I believe we're going into a new puzzle here, lads, so brace yourself, hold on tight, it's about time to test your brain.
I imagine making copies of menus is hard in an age without Office Depot. That's just inconvenient.
Also, why did we have to get puzzle 69 in the part where we've just been having the conversation we've been having? The game conspires to make this just so dirty.
Clearly my birthday coming up is the sexiest thing we've had in a while, so I guess it's just following along.
A pair of boobs from above.
Man, that would be a nice birthday present. Fuck.
There you go. Oh, so how did that one work, Rich?
So basically, it's a case of trying to figure out the fewest amount of times that you would need to copy that thing to get every single page. And basically, it's just a bit of clever folding, really.
Is that quite legal?
I don't see why it wouldn't be legal.
Well, I don't know, there's something about this conversation here which always made me think about it in a different light.
Well, I mean, you're able to photocopy your menus if you need the spare menu.
Well, he's not doing his job correctly, maybe his boss would take issue with that, I don't know, who cares,
I mean, that is
really?
true, because the better thing to do would be, just use the file that you've got on the computer and print that out. But sometimes it's not always possible. So if a photocopy will do, a photocopy will do.
This dude's like a Leighton palette swap, I noticed.
Yeah, he's like player 2. He's like the Luigi to Leighton's Mario. And now he has different moves, his side B is different, but it's still pretty neat, that kind of thing.
Alright, a ghostly puzzle. Pick one, Helldragon, A, B, C, or D.
I'm gonna go with C.
Okay. You were wrong.
See that I picked B.
Such an asshole. Such an asshole. Alright, Richie, what was the deal with that one? Was it another spot the difference thing?
Essentially, yes. I mean, the way that you figured that out is that, just the way that the setup is. It's the fingers, it's the tail. So you could tell that it was either going to be, I think, B or C based on the tail alone. But then it's like the orientation of everything else, and it just works out that way.
They've been walking around Falsense for quite a while, and they did a little walking in the last game. Does Leighton and Luke have, comfortable shoes? Because as somebody who stands on his feet all day, when my heels start to hurt, I'm not happy, and I've got to have the right kind of padding in my shoes to kind of put up with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a shoe on screen at all times. I like to imagine they're both wearing those style of loafers, which are built for comfort. They allow you to loaf about.
Yeah, like I hear Crocs are really comfortable, but I can't get away with that without coming off as extremely flamboyant, so there you go.
Do not wear Crocs. They are a crime against fashion.
Hey man, I don't care about fashion, I care about my feet, dude.
But I have to say, they would most likely have comfortable shoes on because a gentleman cannot go out without comfortable shoes on. They've got to look good, but they've also got to feel good, because you never know what you're going to be asked to do as a gentleman. You might have to help a lady in need, at which point, what use are your feet going to be if they're in incredibly uncomfortable shoes?
Do you need, special shoes to solve puzzles? If you're gonna be solving puzzles all day, do you need, comfort for that?
Well, a healthy body leads to a healthy mind, and vice versa. Alright, we're gonna go visit the grocers and get a little bit of meat for our bulldoggy friend here. It's probably just hungry, to be honest. That's why it's so pissy. We can't really feed it Snickers because that's poison to a dog.
Hey, he's not him when he's hungry. And if he grabs a Snickers, he'll be better. Peanuts, caramel, and chocolate.
Thank you. Your check's in the mail, by the way.
Thank you. Also, you could just get him some bear. I think that would work out.
Probably.
Also, her pinky is sitting way up there.
Oh yeah. The poshest of ladies.
That reminds me, why do they do that? Like, they have the stereotype where if they're holding like a teacup, they stake their pinky out. Why do they do that? Is there like a legit, actual in-world reason for this?
I think we alluded to this earlier, but Richie, I believe you said it was like for balance or something?
I think so. Because, I mean, if you're holding a cup or something,
Yeah.
then you've got your little claw thing going on. Your little finger doesn't really do a whole lot, because you can grab on, but then it sort of tilts what you're holding. So if you have your pinky sitting out, then it balances the whole thing and kind of keeps it steady. At least that's how I've always imagined it. Obviously, it just looked ridiculous, and makes you seem like a complete and utter posh twit.
Well, I'm already there, honey.
But I think it is down to the balance of holding an object.
Leave it to me.
The correct tournament way to use your pancake when you're holding the cup is do what I do, and I actually curl it underneath the bottom of the glass, which I find supports it, and also doesn't make me look like that posh twit that we alluded to earlier.
Jesus, I'm gonna try that with my cup right now, see if it works. Huh. Not bad. Although,
What did I tell you?
I'm using a standard mug, those rounded bottom cups that all the posh people use for their tea. That might be a wee bit harder.
Fair enough.
I mean, I think that is generally what it is intended for. Or wine glasses.
Oh, it's time for more reading!
Alright. Give him his little reading time, guys.
There's a lot of this in this part, I know.
I know.
Alright, here we go. Chapter 6. Today is a day to celebrate. At long last, the girl I love has agreed to give me her hand in marriage. I must begin preparing for her arrival at once. I would likely change every fixture and fitting in the castle so that she feels at ease. I'm also commissioning a special dress to be made for her. She's going to look stunning in it. I just know it.
Oh,
Romance is not dead.
I know, it's one of those things where you just go, tale as old as time.
A little bit, yeah.
Or, so this is love.
What's that from?
Cinderella.
Huh.
Oh yeah, I totally remember that one. This is love. So memorable and not specific at all.
So this is Christmas.
Man, they played that on the radio all the time around this time.
Let's make it a good one. With plenty of cheer.
Alright, that's enough, thank you.
Oh, this puzzle. Boy, oh boy, did we have problems getting this one dictated to me, didn't we, Rich?
Oh. Yeah, I think I was borderline in tears trying to explain this one, because it's because obviously you've got so many of the flower sweet thingy-majiggy, and it's just like it makes no sense.
Well, apart from that, this puzzle isn't too hard. You essentially have to rope off in groups of 4, don't we, or 5?
Groups of 5, and they need to be identical in terms of their contents. So they all need 2 of the multicoloured things, they all need 1 of the cinnamon rolls, they all need 1 boiled sweet, and they all need 1 of those chocolates.
Are those like crunch berries in like the middle? I don't know, they look like crunch berries to me.
What are crunch berries exactly?
They're, manufactured pieces of crap, used by companies to make money. It's like, have you had Captain Crunch, actually?
No, not really.
Really? I'm actually a fan of Captain Crunch. They say it cuts the roof of your mouth. I've never had it happen to me, but crunch berries are basically just kind of puffed up crunch balls. I can't really explain Captain Crunch to you. I'm not an author. I cannot describe the taste.
You have to experience Captain Crunch.
It's an experience, guys. I can't just tell you about Captain Crunch. You have to live Captain Crunch.
But they sell over here, so...
Yeah, it probably has some wacky, like, English name, like, Roofies or something. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Because it cuts the roof of your mouth. That's why they're Roofies.
Okay. It's one of those parts, I guess. You gonna have plenty of sweets on your birthday, Helldragon?
Oh, honey, yes. I am gonna, like, eat a whole bag of jelly beans. Those like those cheap fat sugar jelly beans, that comes in like the 5 flavors plus licorice. Oh man, I love those. Like, you've got no idea. I've not had them in a long time. I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna have milkshakes. I'm thinking pizza or ribs, like I mentioned earlier. God, I don't know. I'm just gonna go balls to the wall, man.
Yeah, you walk in, stick thing, walk out. They have to take basically the roof of the restaurant out so you can leave.
Yeah, pretty much that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna undo all my progress over these past few years.
Yeah, don't worry about it, guys. You can't, redo all that shit in a day. It's not how your body works.
Yeah, and I lift weights anyway, so I need more calories than usual anyway.
Well, I don't know. It seemed a bit like a picky eater to me.
To be fair, I think that Precious will just eat whatever the hell we give the damn dog.
Yeah, you'll get what you're given.
To be fair, since it's wearing a nappy, it's all gonna come out anyway, so...
Ew. Why did that have to be the puzzle that followed that fucking statement? Okay, Helldragon, where do we place the corks?
No more than 2 corks.
Why, they go in the nose, of course!
Oh, yeah, that's true. Fuck.
This is a classic Leighton puzzle.
Yep, because it tricks you. It never presents his nose as an option. But, it's the only correct one, because the smell is going to go wherever, you put the corks in on the tube. So just put them on the nose and Bob's your uncle.
Exactly.
Yeah, I bet you almost fell for that one, didn't you? You're a crafty one, top hat guy.
Well, you see, it's because we see through his unibrow.
Ah, yes. What is shank, exactly, Richie?
It's a cut of meat, I think.
Yeah, they have various different cuts. Like, I've had, chuck roast, tender steak, things like that, loin, admittedly some really cheap kind of rough cuts because, budget, obviously. But then you have stuff like filet mignon, porterhouse, T-bone, that kind of shit.
Yeah, so basically, a beef shank is from the leg portion of a cow.
Uh-huh.
And the corresponding cuts of beef are the shin, which is the foreshank, and the leg, the hindshank. And due to the constant use of this muscle by the animal, it tends to be tough, dry, and sinewy. So it's best cooked for a long time in moist heat to get it just right.
Sounds good for stews then.
Yeah, it's really good for crock pots. If you just do it all day, you can get a real good kind of loose stew with that kind of stuff once it breaks up.
Ah, good old Radiance blend.
And then they take a nap, and then they wake up in a completely different town all over again.
God, this keeps happening. Ah, good old Joy Root Clover.
I'm gonna make chocolate, and chocolate tea. There we go.
I think I've had chocolate tea before. Just
That's
chocolate.
a thing?
Well, there's blackcurrant tea. There's every flavour of the rainbow,
I've had Mexican chocolate rum, actually. And, no, it's not an ooh, it's an ugh. Because I guess being younger, I thought that, it's gonna have a lot of chocolate flavor. It does not. I spat that out in the sink right away.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of that one-time Walker's Crisps. I think they're called Lay's in America, just for reference.
Yes.
They did loads of different unique flavours for a limited time, and I think chocolate was one of the things, like chocolate chili or something. It was actually pretty nice, because you get the kick, and then it brings you down with a smooth aftertaste.
They've done that a few times of Walkers, where they've done competitions to see which flavour crisps the country prefers, and that's always quite exciting.
Squirrel tastes like chicken, by the way, just in terms of the crisp flavour.
That's that's good to know, I suppose, if I ever needed to know it, but I don't.
This puzzle's simple. I don't even need Richie to explain this one. All you gotta do is line up the cans with the cans and the jars with the jars.
Did I mention this man looks evil in particular types of light?
Every light.
You see, it's because his eyebrows are pointed very firmly downward. He's got the angry look going on for him. And then also because he's slightly rounder face, shall we say?
You can call him fat, it's fine, you know.
Well, yes, but you see, that's not what a gentleman does. A gentleman does not just call a person fat.
Richie, are you assuming that you're doing commentary with gentlemen here? Because I sure as shit ain't one, and you know I will sink to that low.
Well, yes, but you see, I've got to try to be the gentleman for us all, because I technically fall into the Professor Leighton role, apparently, in this setup.
Well, I'm the middle ground. I'm not quite a gentleman, I'm not quite a THD ruffian, you know?
Well, you see, that's why you're a gentleman in training, and that's why you're Luke.
Well, alright, I guess.
So who am I again?
You're Hell Dragon.
Yeah, I'm individual, and there can't be anybody that replaces me, I'm afraid.
Well, I think last game we said that you basically fell into the role of Flora. But this game, obviously, you're the hamster.
Can I be Paulie instead? I like that guy.
No, we left him behind in Curious Village. Get over it, we're in the second game now.
Well, did this man travel 77 miles per hour and go back to the future?
Jesus, he's more head than man.
He's more grin than man.
Alright, stack a die.
Go ahead, Mr. Leighton.
Tom, it has to be dice, because die is singular.
Ah, okay. So it's not like octopi then.
Dies.
Dice is the plural.
Middle finger means 6.
There you go. That kind of looks like a stick finger, middle finger, you know? So I guess that works out.
Or a cherry bomb. Like, that's how I imagine cherry bombs to look like as a kid, by the way. I guess The Simpsons influenced me.
That made me remember, like, a terrible rock, paper, scissors, quote-unquote, hack that I made. Like, oh, here's my version. It's rock, paper, scissors, bomb, and the bomb was a thumbs up, and I could not figure out what bomb killed, because I know scissors could defeat bomb by cutting off the wick, but I'm not sure what bomb could do. It could blow up rock, but it can't do anything to paper, sort of? I don't know, I didn't not really think this through, I admit.
Well, it could, because it can burn up paper.
That's true, but you have to set it off long enough. See, again, this wasn't very thought out well as a kid.
Well, we had Rock, Scissors, Paper, Glue in the UK. Did you ever play that, Rich?
I don't think I ever played that variant, no.
Well, I can't remember, like, if anyone else played it outside of our school, but basically, glue is good against paper, and I think... No, it may have been scissors. I forget, honestly. Oh, look at the little baby.
Oh, he's so happy!
Disgusting.
It could be an old dog. Precious, yeah, okay.
Well, we fed him. Someone else will have to change him. That's not part of our itinerary.
Indeed. We've got photo scraps to pick up.
Oh yeah, lots and lots of photographs. We haven't even begun the point of the chapter yet.
I know, we're already half an hour into the bloody thing.
It's fine. Now, this is something I mentioned to you, Rish. This is the point of the game where the parallels for Curious Village start to become a lot more apparent in terms of the puzzles selected, the areas we'll visit. It's kind of cool, actually. It's kind of mirroring Saint Mystere in a way.
Yes, and actually I think that you brought up a particularly useful reason as to why that may be the case. Obviously that would be spoilers.
Yeah.
But there is a potential theory that you can go with that makes sense of why all of this does seem so familiar in a way.
Right, let's have a chat with the locals. In a bit, I guess.
Yeah, we're not going to speak to Gertie for a bit.
No, well, I guess we didn't need that.
We are, because we need to make her thirsty.
Well, we're chatting to her now. Ignore Richard's previous words, it's the current one, doesn't matter.
Exactly, because you see, even though we only recorded this the other day, or was it the other week?
It was the other week. We did 6 and the final chapter the other day.
That is very true, yes. It's the other week. A lot has happened since then, so I can't remember what the bloody hell we did.
Well, to be fair, you're the co-com, you're not supposed to. It's my job to do all that.
Well, it's very true, but, you know, seeing as I love the Layton franchise, I feel like I should know. It's not a problem. A gentleman is not required to memorise everything to do with the game.
Guys, what happened to Dora the Explorer? She looks terrible.
She grew up, Helldragon. I suggest you do too.
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen, even with my birthday coming up. Swiper is, like, in a home now at this point, you know, because he swiped too much, or he's too old. The only thing he can steal is medicine now.
Foxes don't live that long. You know what? I don't think he was trying to steal regular stuff. I think he was trying to steal time. He was living on borrowed time, is what it was.
Oh, how dark.
Wasn't Swiper trying to just make friends, but he was, like, shit at it? I don't know, I haven't watched Dora much, so I wouldn't really know.
I'm not up to speed on the Dora lore, you know?
That's true. Do we have a wiki for that? Actually, you know what? You know what? Let's look. I'm curious now. Why does Swiper steal shit all the time? So let's see this.
There's gotta be some logical reason. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get this thieving shit.
In the meantime, pancakes!
Pancakes, you'll never guess what's for puzzles.
Although I have to say, these are American/Scotch pancakes. That they're not proper British pancakes.
Oh man, proper British ones are like, they're borderline omelette at times, to be honest.
Well, proper British pancakes are more like crepes.
Yeah.
But obviously they are sweet most of the time, anyway.
No matter what the pancake, though, whether they be American style or English, they're all good. You don't discriminate against a pancake.
Yes. Oh, do love a good pancake. I mean, there was a period when I was younger where for breakfast I used to have these little pancakes that you could put in the toaster.
Uh-huh.
And I'd put like golden syrup all over them. Oh, so good.
Such a British thing, like Lion golden syrup or something.
I think it was actually Lion golden syrup.
As if there's any other kind.
So I'm guessing here, and I'm delving into the Swiper lore. I know there's a lot, surprisingly a lot, into the backstory of this cartoon fox. but basically, he just swipes shit, and he just says he likes doing it. He doesn't realize it. It's more like a shiny thing, as opposed to just something he just wants. Like, he'll give it back. There was an episode where he actually helped out Dora return this baby fox. He's just like, and apparently Dora considers Swiper her friend. I don't know why. She must have some weird friends. And again, she hangs around with a monkey that wears boots, so I'm guessing she's in some sort of wrong crowd somewhere else. And apparently, according to the wiki, he is, however, possibly in his younger adult years, which says so much that I didn't want to know. Just saying.
But seeing as we've had that nice little ramble about Dora, I feel the need to point out that, you know the pancake puzzle that we just did?
Uh-huh.
Tower of Hanoi.
Of course. A classic.
Indeed. But it's the pancake of Hanoi now.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Got 2. Got another 13 to get. It's fine. Time will pass before you know it. Thank you, THD.
You're welcome, Tom. I'm pretty good at finding money, as you can tell.
I never would have thought to look inside the busted pipe or the brick hanging out the wall.
Also, THD. Why am I saying THD? Helldragon, please never use...
No, you can say THD, that's my name, go ahead.
Well, that is true, yes. Please never say you're welcome again until Tom's seen Moana, because you're triggering something in my brain that is not going to stop.
Alright, I guess I'll hold off the praise.
Yeah, you can just say fuck you in future. I love this. I love how Leighton is just allowing Luke to climb all over junk and whatnot. If Luke's father could see him now, I swear to God.
It's character building, you see?
What, allowing Luke to roll around and shit?
Well, yes, because you see, he's doing something to get something, and you see, you've got to suffer to do wonders sometimes. Scraping the bottom of the barrel there, but, you see, that's also what a gentleman does. Scrapes the bottom of a barrel to find a point.
Pile of rubbish. Must be full of PS Vita games.
Oh!
Oh!
Look at all these Wii U's.
Oh, the poor Wii U.
That did not poor Wii U. Nintendo did fuck all to keep that console alive.
Well, that wasn't the console's fault.
Yes, it was.
It was brought into the world as misconceived.
Yeah, the marketing wasn't that great. They failed to convince them that it was the many families that adopted the Wii, that it was a new console and that, it was different compared to the, normal Wii, which they thought, oh well, we just keep that, we already have one. So it was because of that they failed to differentiate. That's why the Switch is so radically different, I think. I'm actually really excited for the Switch. That actually looks cool. Like I imagine they'll fuck it up somehow because this is Nintendo, but I am positive.
Like, the only borderline negative thing I've heard so far is they still have that, like, you've got to pay a small price to upgrade your games to play on the Switch, like Virtual Console stuff, and obviously, that kind of thing, obviously. But, other than that, I'm looking forward to it. January 12th, here we come.
That was almost too easy.
And I might as well throw this in the ring. If we have Smash Brothers for Switch, please give me Simon Belmont. I know it may not happen, just saying.
I've heard there's only going to be like 1 or 2 new characters in the Switch version. Personally, I think it's going to be Ice Climbers.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Personally, I think it should be Ice Climbers because they were sorely missed in Smash Bros. 4. But I have to say, I will probably be double dipping on Smash Bros. Switch because I want that Bayonetta.
Yeah, and, comes with all DLC and whatnot, and my Wii U's just sitting there, caked in fucking dust. Not a metaphor, by the way. I haven't touched it since I finished recording Superstar Saga.
Not a metaphor, it's literally covered in cakes. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little bit too carried away.
My Wii U's covered by my Wii because it's sitting on top of it.
What a metaphor. What a perfect metaphor.
It's the Tower of Hanoi over here.
Wow, 80? Damn, this is one saucy hidden puzzle.
And that's because it's a slider.
Alright, I guess I could check out for a little bit then.
Yeah, slider, no sliding.
Nice.
Let me just go back to the Dora wiki. I already got it up. I might as well learn some more, because now I'm intrigued.
Oh god. Give me some Dora trivia then, since we're here. Since we're sad and we're here.
I'm gonna learn about boots. Let's learn about boots. Why does he wear the boots now that I think about it? I'm actually really curious. Okay, Boots is stupid. Got it. Before Boots became a monkey, he was originally going to be a mouse. From previous episodes, it is shown that Boots actually was an orphan monkey that was left by his pack in the forest. I didn't know monkeys had packs, by the way. I thought it was like a group, but these sound like wolves, and that's kind of neat.
Well, monkeys tend to have, like, families.
Apparently, he's adopted by Dora, so I guess he eats at her house or something like that? Oh, seriously, why does he wear the boots? I don't get it. I really want to know.
It's just a cute little character thing, really. A quirk.
Well, a Swiper had fucking lore. I want to know the lore behind boots.
I can't believe we're doing this, and I'm not even exaggerating this time. I can't believe we're doing this.
Well, Tom, you see, this is what happens when you are in a really long sliding puzzle and we've still got like another 50 minutes of a part to go. You just sort of ramble and you just sort of go to these really weird places, but it's all good.
Yeah,
Let's see, who else can we learn about?
Well, Tom, just think of it this way. At least it's slightly more on tangent than reading the ingredients on a packet of crisps.
I guess.
Because that has happened in somebody else's commentaries.
Okay, alright, we're done now.
There we have it.
Yeah, it's just so fascinating, guys, the world of Dora the Explorer. I mean, there's so many layers. It's very, all that Dora lore.
Yeah, Araki was inspired by Dora the Explorer when he was writing Part 4.
Oh, that makes sense,
Yeah, why do you think Crazy Diamond's, Rush Sound is Dora?
Yeah, it's strange.
Such a bad joke, so I'm gonna slap myself for that. There we go.
You should. It was awful.
Huh. Katia, what are you doing here in this dive, in this stink hole, this filth alley?
We're following you. Or you're following us? If that makes you feel better.
Maybe we're following ourselves.
In a way, we're all lost, trying to find our way back to who we're following.
I always enjoy our chats, Katia. Bye for now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad you had this talk.
Oh. This is interesting news.
What's that, Richard?
So, you know how, it was relatively recently announced, i.e. sort of at some point this year, that we were going to get Lady Leighton coming out.
Oh, is this breaking news?
Well, I don't think it's breaking, but I found out a little bit more about certain things that I didn't realise were a thing. So the full title for Lady Leighton is Lady Leighton, the Millionaire Ariadone's Conspiracy. Bit of a mouthful, but the protagonist is called Catriel Cat Leighton.
Huh.
So Leighton named his daughter Cat. And I find that quite odd considering, Katia here. And, oh my god, I just seen a bit about what the plot is, and ooh, it's gonna be a good one.
I'm looking forward to it, man. It's been a while since I finished Azran Legacy, and I'm ready for some more, traditional Leighton.
Well, you see, Azran Legacy came out 2013, and Lady Leighton will be coming out 2017, so that's the biggest gap between a Leighton game that there has been ever. Because you had Curious Village and Pandora's Box within the space of a year, then you had Unwound/Lost Future, which came out a year later, then you had Spectre's Call, which came out a year after that, then there was a break of a year, then you had Miracle Mask, then you had the Leighton Brothers Mystery Room crap, and then Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and then you had Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. So, bar 2010, they were never without a Leighton game. And then we've had a break.
I think it's good that they had a break for that long, because, it makes it feel fresh again. How, all the distance there's been between God of War 3 and God of War 4? Now that the break has been so long, we're all ready for some more God of War. Just like people are ready for Leighton again. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of new changes they'll introduce to the series.
Oh, definitely.
The biggest question that needs to be addressed, though, is who is the girl's mother?
Oh, here we go.
Yes, that is the big question, because I know who I would want it to be, but it's physically not possible, and that makes me sad.
I'm guessing she's adopted or something, and they went the Trucy Wright route.
Probably. It would continue the parallels with Phoenix Wright, really, wouldn't it? But, yeah. So, there's some fun stuff going on there.
So what was new with that hamster icon back there? I know you made him not fat anymore. Does he want to train for a marathon or something? What else can you do?
No, he's just feeling happy again, mate. Also A, B, or C?
Well, A, because it looks like a Space Invader. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I moved the A up physically in my mind. Hold up. A, because it looks like a Space Invader. Sure,
well, you tried to fudge the puzzle and still got it wrong.
Yes.
No, if I fudged the puzzle, that deliberately means I was trying to get it wrong, thus I succeeded?
You're a cheeky yank, I'll give you that.
Yeah, so it's C because that's the only shape that will go into all of those Space Invaders. And actually work.
Well, let's move out of this hell dive.
Oh no, we're going even further in.
Doesn't this area remind you of anything?
Yeah, it's so reminiscent of Curious Village.
Look at that building right in front of us and put a clock on it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But then I suppose if you think about it, little village in the UK, they do tend to look slightly similar.
True, but, it's fun to fan wank every so often. Wish I could have phrased that differently, but oh well, it's too late now, it's in the past.
I do like it, these older type of, villages. The closest thing I have in comparison to a place I've physically been at that has these kind of things is St. Augustine. Where, I love those, little close kind of alleyways, paved with stone, and it's just, as you're going past, there's, all these shops and, homes just kind of lined up on the side, you go down one of the streets, and, cars are barely coming through, and it's just, people going back and forth, there's, ice cream shops and, gift shops, and things like that, and it feels good to kind of just explore that kind of thing. I've always liked villages like that, more historical type of cities and towns. and things like that. So when I see like the architecture in this game, it makes me feel that kind of I don't know the best word for this. I like it, and that's probably the best we're going to get.
There's light inside my heart once again, and life isn't so hard for a brief point in time.
And then it's back to normal as usual.
Alright, let's head inside the not clock tower.
Man, I don't want to have anything to do with clock towers, you know what I'm saying? Because they got scary motherfuckers that live in them.
Well, yeah, but what about the awesome clock towers that explode and then you fight on top of them?
Which fucking clock tower is this?
Bayonetta!
Oh yeah, because I totally remember that.
Yeah, he's not a fighting, well, that's not fighting, action game kind of person, is our THD.
Well, yes, but the stage was in bloody Smash Brothers.
Do you think he bought the Bayonetta DLC? What are you, high?
I didn't, by the way.
Well, see, you've played the clock tower stage. It's iconic.
I suppose. I don't know. Look, there's a fucker running around with giant scissors, and I do not want to meet him, alright? What's with the music? It's just like... I'm trying to identify what instrument that is, actually.
The Deaf Strombello?
What? That sounds like a pasta. Did you make that up?
No, I was just thinking about Pinocchio and Strombelli for a second. Alright, it's puzzle solving time. Trademark?
Yeah, Leighton's gonna trademark that shit. Here we go.
Can you figure this one out, Hell Dragon?
The figure that should go in space one. Oh fuck. I'm thinking a circle.
Let's see.
Am I great? No, well, okay, well, I am great, but you know.
So, do you want to know the reason why it's that shape?
Looks like a perfect circle to me. Tell me.
Let's see if this works.
It's because it's A, B, C, D, E, F, but mirrored.
Ah, shit. Yeah, you're right.
We had a similar one of those in the last part, didn't we?
Yes.
With the shape blocks?
Yeah, the shaped blocks looking like the numbers. Yeah, I quite like that one because that's actually quite a smart puzzle.
Why can't there be a puzzle where it's like, reduce the enemy's HP to 0? Because clearly I'm better at those than this shit they're throwing at me.
It's not so much a puzzle as it is an activity.
Yeah, I'm fantastic at activities, obviously.
Well, we only need one more tea ingredient, and then we can solve everyone's problems, and the world will be a better place.
Exactly, but that won't be for a while yet.
Just dump random roots you find on the ground. Yeah, we'll make tea out of this.
Here it comes, the taste test. He's not old enough to appreciate the fine flavours of the tonic, really.
Oh, I'm sorry, Luke. Does it not have enough sugar and chocolate in it for you?
Well, you see, it does need a little bit of sugar because a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Yes, that is a quote, thank you. Although, there's actually been a school of thought that, where there's, medicine should not have a taste to it because you're not supposed to like it. Because it's not supposed to be candy, and I get that, but you're supposed to keep that shit out of access from kids anyway, so, I don't know. Me, personally, if I've had, like, cough syrup that makes me want to fucking gag, none of that, please, thanks.
Yeah, you're supposed to be taking it to get better, not to feel worse.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I think that really there should be some sort of... There need to be either tasteless or...
Tasty, yes.
Because, like, if you've got to be having something for a prolonged period of time, then you are not going to get on with it very well if it's freaking disgusting.
Yeah. Looks perilously into a mirror. Oh no, are they talking about me?
That makes me wonder, actually, a personal question for you guys. What's the worst thing you've ever tasted?
You're reaching into dangerous, uncharted waters here, Helldragon. Are you prepared for the answers?
Now, look, you haven't eaten dog shit, right? Because if it's not, I'm pretty sure I could take it, okay?
Oh, well. The worst thing I've tasted. Probably like the horseradish flavour and Bertie Bott's every flavour beans.
That's a pretty good one. What about you, Richie?
I'm really struggling with this one because, for the most part, I'm an incredibly fussy eater. There's quite a lot of stuff that I don't like, so I avoid it like the plague. So I probably won't be able to answer you on that one because I'm so fussy that there's a lot of stuff that I'm probably just like, ugh. But this is probably not really that bad. It's just that my taste buds just reject it soundly.
The worst thing I've ever tasted is apple cider vinegar, because it can be used as a remedy for particular gastrointestinal problems. But oh my god, it is the nastiest fucking shit I've ever eaten. A drink, you know, I like, it goes down hard, shudder passes throughout my body whenever I've had to take it, and it's just the most disgusting thing. And yes, obviously you're not supposed to take that straight, okay? It's apple cider vinegar used for cooking and things like that. But oh man, the times I have tried to use it as a home remedy, that was a fucking trip, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, you learnt your lesson those days, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I didn't have access to other medicine at the time, I couldn't get any, so I had to get a little creative, and I think it worked, but I really don't want to repeat it again.
True. Huh. So, this is peculiar. Yeah, why would Mr. Beluga need a little museum like this in Falsense of all places?
Exactly, it gets curiouser and curiouser. It's almost like this is a curious village of some description.
I think we've already made that joke, guys.
Roll credits.
We're going to be making this joke for plenty more time in this playthrough. I mean, you see, we've still got another half hour of this pass, and then we've got another age left, so it's all good.
Well, if we ever need more filler, I do have the Dora Wiki here on standby to learn whatever we want, guys.
Oh, you're a dork. You're lucky it's your birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna let you have this one for free.
Man, you'll let me have it for free anyway, because I'm just so damn lovable.
I guess. Alright, let's go find the last 8 pieces of the photo.
Man, why did Chun-Li rip it up in... Oh wait, no, it was already pre-ripped, because I'm fixing to say. Because I'm like, why did the fucker rip it up into 16 fucking pieces? You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, I have to say, we would have only been searching for the one photo had he kept it whole, had it actually been whole. But then again, to be fair, there wouldn't have really necessarily been an issue had it not been ripped, because we would have known exactly how it all looked.
Yeah, and I guess the mystery would have been solved then and there, and it wouldn't really make for an interesting, you know, driving narrative, so to speak.
Yeah, although it might not have necessarily been solved there, but we'd certainly be a bit further ahead in our investigation.
This dude is Yorkshire personified. It's kind of cool, actually.
Which Muppet is this?
Why, you're judging him by his tumbler nose now?
Well, I wouldn't call it a tumbler nose, it's more square than anything.
We see he's going to pub.
Going down to pub. Put a brew on, duck. Get him in.
Y'all are just talking tongues at this point, man.
At least we know how to confuse you now.
Well, to be fair, I'm easy to confuse in a lot of situations. Here's something that confuses me. If Tom leaves Philadelphia at 55 miles per hour and he has 7 apples...
Alright, let's see. He wants it fiery hot, eh? Well, there's a brew just for that, and we call it the Cherry Boost.
Yeah, give him some apple cider vinegar. That'll give it some kick.
Shit plus shit plus shit. There we go.
I like how he called us boyo.
Why is that?
I just find it quite charming that he's using that terminology, and also proper miners see that is proper bit of UK to like the way we speak.
A little bit outdated now, considering most of the mines have shut down.
Well, yes, but you see, this is why this is, well, would have been pertinent. Perhaps still is a bit pertinent, because we are still in the UK suffering. Well, I wouldn't say suffering the effects of the mine closures, but I mean more in the sense of there's a massive social issue still that is a holdover from that era when all the mines were closed.
Do we know why they were closed? Was it just, like, a cost-saving measure or something?
So I think technically, yes, it was a cost-saving measure because they weren't making money anymore, and so what on earth was the point in keeping them open? However, you had a huge number of communities that were built up around the mines, and in closing them down, you completely obliterated those communities. And so, I mean, there is also, I think, arguments to Margaret Thatcher trying to diminish the power held by the unions.
Ugh.
But there's a whole... It's a very complex political thing.
Yeah, I don't think a Let's Play is the best
situation.
place to discuss Margaret Thatcher and her policies and the fallout of said policies. So let's just pour this dude a nice cup of bitter fruit and see him on his way.
You know, I just realized that this was like the 90s, and they had this game come out. The tea serving game would be different. It'd be like a soda making game. Like you have to mix together like radical berry and extreme lime to kind of just come up with the soda flavors that they want. And that would be a very American kind of translation, I would think.
My brew mixing minigame love has not diminished, I hope you realise.
Well, I mean, yes, but at the same time, I think it's cooler to mix sodas. Like, they have a product where, because we've gotten this donated a few times, where it's like, what was it, SodaStream or whatever, and you get, like, carbonated water, and then you can, like, put in different shit, and, like, you can make, like, your own Franken soda, basically. Now, I've never tried that, but I would kind of like to, because, like, the closest thing I've gotten is when, like, at a movie theater, they would have, like, you could get, like, normal sodas, and then you could put in stuff like, I could put in lime syrup, or I could put in cherry syrup, and things like that. That would actually be kind of neat.
This dude looks like older Luke. Older, warped Luke, with too much money and too little sense.
Yes, which it's a shame, but I don't think he quite holds a candle to Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, more of which in the next game.
Yes, and by Yuri Lowenthal, obviously I mean actual future Luke. Because he's just awesome. The Duke here, he's just a bit up his own arse, and yeah, not a huge fan, although he does look very much like Luke. It's just one of those characters that you just want to hit you around the face because you're trying to be a character that you clearly aren't.
Alright, we have to connect a circuit, and the only way to do this is, Helldragon?
With circuitry.
Well done. 10 out of 10, A+, you're an idiot. You gotta connect it from there to there. Otherwise, the circuit's not gonna work. You gotta close that circuit.
Exactly, because you're only allowed to do one line, so that is the only way that you're ever going to close that circuit to make it work. If you go anywhere else, well, it would perhaps make sense. Like you could do it eventually, and that is the only solution that will make it turn on and solve the puzzle.
Like, if there's a version of Luke here called Duke, is there, like, a version of Leighton here called, like, Clayton or something like that? You know, he's always going after Tarzan, I think.
Oh, jeez. Although, that would mean we'd get Brian Blessed in a Professor Layton game, so...
Oh.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't, actually, because, like, I know, what the fuck is his name? You know, Gene DeSkull or whatever. Like, I know he was voiced by Tim... Yeah, whatever. Some pie concoction, anyway. But it's like, I know he's voiced by Tim Curry. You would think they would have tried to get more familiar, you know, like, British actors into this series. I think that would have been really cool, actually. Yeah, get, like, Brian Blessed, get, like... I don't know enough. You'll have to help me here with some...
Michael Caine.
Yeah, that man. He sounds good. Okay.
Maggie Smith...
Come on, we've got no shortage
Judi
of British...
Dench,
There you
Helen
go.
Mirren, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart...
Okay, Ian McKellen may be a little bit too expensive for Professor Layton. I don't know.
Well, no, pretty much all of those people would be too expensive for Professor Layton. They could probably just about afford to get Tim Curry, and that was probably pushing it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Tim Curry mostly makes his living as a voice actor these days, and that tends to pay less than, like, actual straight-up acting. You know, I don't know, but he had, like, a stroke a while back, didn't he?
Yes, he's not looking well as of late, bless him.
Yeah, that's a damn shame, man. I hope he turns out okay, because, I mean, it's Tim Curry, man. He's an awesome dude.
Alright, let's move on. Still more bits of the photo to find.
And then the pair, Leighton and Luke, trudge through town, thoughts of Tim Curry's health on their minds as they continue their quest. Well, gosh, I'm just trying to liven it up.
Well, you just had to make it awkward, didn't you?
Yeah, that tends to be my modus operandi.
Yeah, you and your fucking emos. All the time with the goddamn emos. And thirsty people always needing quenching.
You see, this is basically just a town full of flames.
Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with a town full of flames in a certain other Leighton game.
Yes, actually.
It took you a minute to realise which one I was talking about, didn't it?
Well, yes, because we're just like, right, city flames, just like, oh, yeah, there's that one. It's because as you get later into the franchise, you get more and more towns, and you're just like, I can't tell the bloody things apart.
I get chills very easily. That is why I'm walking around without a sweater on, after all.
You're a cup of root remedy. That'll solve that problem, lickety split. Leighton is pleased.
Yeah, Leighton, you know, instead of solving puzzles, maybe you should just, like, make tea for a living. You seem to be pretty good at it.
Yeah. Well, I've still got a bit of a crick in my neck. My hair could stand to be a little bit more lustrous, you know. I'm in need of a sweater. I'm still pretty cold.
Oh, yeah, my divorce. Yeah, that's, I don't think tea can fix that.
Tea can solve my medical maladies, but can it save my marriage? I think not.
Well, I don't know. You could, if you brew a pretty good cup of tea. Just saying.
Oh, Tom, you see, I know exactly what tea we need to solve that divorce.
What's that?
It's a tea that we can't brew yet, unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
There is a wonder tea that it is possible to make. I'm sure it can solve any problem.
Oh, sounds mysterious. I'll look forward to it.
Tom, are you sure it doesn't sound curious?
Stop trying to make it happen, Richie. It's already happened. It can't happen twice.
Look, it's either he makes jokes about Curious Village, or he just spends all the part trying to get beyond Thunderdome, and that's the last thing I want, okay?
Now, I don't know why we talked to this woman again. I think you, Richie, told me off screen that she just tells you stuff we've already, you know, heard before, but we're following a guide, and sometimes that means, you know, hearing repeated dialogue. But in this case, it's quite important, because it's the only way we're going to get through the gate if we ever want to visit the castle.
Exactly. I think so. I think we have spoken to her before, and she has told us there's a bit of information. But obviously, the guide told me to speak to her again, so we spoke to her again. But I think, considering I don't think we necessarily paid attention to her last time, if she had spoken like that, then it's important now that we bring attention to it, because it is very important.
Well, if I haven't heard it, it's all news to me. Alright, we've still got roughly 6 or so parts of the, well, 5 now. 5 parts of the photo to find.
Just knock that number down further, we'll get there.
Yes, I'll hold on to it. They fit in my hat perfectly.
I kind of wish his top hat was like the hat that the wizard guy had in Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon, where he could pull whatever he wanted out of that. That would be neat.
I think I watched like 2 episodes of that once. I wasn't impressed. End of story.
Ah, yes, and when you go there, you'll run into the suspicious Wile E. Coyote character. You should interrogate him and see what he knows.
Just look at Charmy. His marriage secure, he stares down the harlot with nary a flicker of his penis.
Hey man, you don't make that cake I like, I'm sorry. I am a spring turkey, after all.
But also, you know, the fact that she says I'm no spring chicken just makes her flirting with Luke even more awkward.
Yeah.
She's probably like 40 or something, I don't know.
Oh, blow me down, he's dashed off. Some boys can't sit still for 5 minutes.
I want to see a fat man say that now. Just like
You just heard a fat man say that now.
Oh, you know, when I meant a fictional fat man. I don't know.
Who's to say I'm real or not? Oh well. We're getting real close to getting all of these scraps, guys. We appreciate you sticking with us for this most curious of journeys.
Hey man, they just got an opportunity to learn so much Dora lore that they never would have found out about otherwise.
Ah yes, the Dora Laura. Priceless. New NPC. Interesting.
Yeah, he just sort of appears out of nowhere, and I'm still not sure as to what he's got on his head, because, like, to me it looks like a turban, but then you thought it looks like a cap. And to be fair, it probably is more accurate to be a cap.
Well, from a distance you said it looked like a turban, and I could slightly see it.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, it'd be nice if it was, because then that'd be a nice little bit of multiculturalism. But then again, it's not really necessarily the place for a bit of multiculturalism, is it?
Oh god, the cross!
Well, yes, but you see, this was the fun one. This was the fun disappearing act before it got ridiculously difficult to describe.
What? Religion? A cross? I don't want religion in my
In my games? What is this? Some sort of shitty poopy ass puzzle? Christ.
This
fucking...
game's a bunch of poopy ass sticks.
Okay, alright. I thought that was funny for the first 10 minutes, and then it went on for the entire episode.
It was like 13 minutes though, and they weren't talking about that all the way. I don't know, I laughed way more than I needed to, actually.
I can't pinpoint your sense of humour. I can't narrow it down.
Hey man, you wouldn't be the only one.
Huh, that's a fair trade. Do a puzzle, get a bit of photo. Easy peasy.
Although, to be fair, I don't know why you wouldn't, just give us the photo anyway, because it's a scrap of paper. What the hell is he gonna do with it? Eat it?
Yeah, true. Although we come to learn that this child really only likes sweet things, so unless he's got, like, golden syrup, a bottle or so in his pocket, that photo scrap ain't going nowhere.
Well, memories can be the sweetest things, Tom.
Poetry. Sweet, luscious poetry.
Yeah, just don't listen to me rap. That doesn't work out very well.
Well, Helldragon, are you not throwing away your shot?
My shot? What now?
I'm trying to make a Hamilton reference and failing miserably because I've not watched Hamilton.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Richie, come on, mate, you gotta try harder with it. Why do I sometimes transition to Australian? I don't get it.
G'day, mate.
South of the border?
Ignoring you. The point is, you gotta work on references, okay? Let's Plays are an art form. You gotta respect the craft.
Yeah, if the art form was like fucking comic books, man.
More like a doodle in a math book, I think. A bad math book from a rough school.
Also, Tom.
Yeah?
Maths.
Sorry, that's Helldragon's influence.
Yeah, over here we pronounce it math, or as I like to go it, meh.
Also, currency conversion, you lose the S. There's only one mathematic now. Can't afford mathematics.
You guys share your maths with the rest of the European Union before you split it up, and now it's just the one math?
Well, I guess that'll strengthen UK and US ties. That's a positive of Brexit, I guess. Alright, it's time for a bit more tea time.
Of course, it's always time for tea.
As long as you keep it in your heart.
Love the term sticky wicket.
What does it mean exactly?
Oh, it's a wicket that's sticky, duh.
It's just a slightly sticky situation. As far as I'm aware, anyway. A metaphor used to describe a difficult circumstance. Originated as a term for difficult circumstances in the sport of cricket, caused by a damp and soft pitch.
Did you find that in the cricket wiki? Because there's like a wiki for everything now, so I feel it would be useful.
Yes, we must learn the lore of the platinum cricket bat.
No, it's literally... Well, literally, I keep misusing that word, really. Like, you type in sticky wicket, it's the first entry, it's on Wikipedia. There is a Wikipedia entry for a sticky wicket.
Well, they made stupider things, I guess.
Here's something you might find interesting. Richie, go to Urban Dictionary and type in NTOM64.
Right.
This should be good.
Tick-tock goes the clock.
You're on the clock there, son.
Well, Tom, you see we've still got another 10 minutes of
Stop
this, so...
counting down the time. People come here to watch a video, not to be reminded of how much real life is about to await them.
Ah, here we go. A man named Tom, who is obsessed with video games. He and his friend Matt talk about them and not realise that it's being recorded onto their gaming videos, nonetheless making them still funny. His British accent and his friend and crew all work to be comic geniuses. Tom sits at home and edits the gaming videos while the Hell Dragon, aka Matt, takes over the world with on lead a pogo stick and a blimp.
Huh?
Together they make the world boy down, but laugh at the same time. Did you see that NTOM64 guy? Yeah, but he called me a stalker and called the police.
Ha! Wonderful.
Okay.
Because that made sense. Thank you, Sonic Who Escape from April the 5th, 2009.
I think that was Miri, actually.
What, really?
Yeah, it might have been. It's been a long time.
Where did the pogo stick and blimp come into play? Like
That's what I
was
want to
never-
know.
That's never my my gimmick was early years it was the bats thing, and nowadays it's JoJo and referential observational jokes. I don't know.
Alright, we're very, very close to getting all the photo scraps now, guys. This is the penultimate one. Drink it in.
Ah, love a bit of the use of the word penultimate.
You have very weird fetishes, Richie.
Well, you see, it started because of Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Okay.
Because the penultimate book in that series was called, I believe, The Penultimate Peril. That's where I learned the word, and kind of, it's just been sat there as I like this word, it's a fun word.
Okay.
And then obviously I was watching Pointless... Must be a month or so ago now, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. But somebody used the word anti-penultimate, and I was just like, oh, like that one as well.
I like obstinate. Like, I'll use it in a sense. Tom is an obstinate person, unlike his friend, who is great.
Okay. And what does obstinate mean exactly, so I can punish you?
Well, I know, but why don't you tell me and I'll critique?
Stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or chosen course of action despite attempts to persuade one to do so.
Sounds like Tom to me.
That's not me, that's you!
Look, I'm obstinate about the fact that it's not me, okay?
Bunch of fucking assholes that I have to work with, Jesus Christ. Let's go find the final photo scrap so I can shut off Audacity and go home. Oh wait, I'm already home. That was quick.
The professor and Luke decide to do the same fucking thing they've been doing for a fucking hour.
Oh, he's thirsty. He's gagging for it. Not yet, though. Not yet.
So that's the prostitute.
Please don't say he's thirsty and he's gagging for it.
What? He wants the hot liquid pouring down his throat.
Again, either that or the prostitute. Oi.
Niles here loves Citronia fruit. He's put it in everything, but has he tried it in tea?
Is Citronia like stevia? You know, like that natural sweetener kind of thing? It sounds like one of those, or they make it in a lab.
Well, it's probably a cross between that and just, citrus, so probably.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that it's based on citrus.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna make the most buzzed yet calming tea imaginable. Bit of a paradox, don't worry, you won't die from drinking it. Radiance Blend. That's the good stuff.
That makes sense, sure. Get your vitamins, kids, because you sure shit ain't eating your vegetables. How many calories does that tea have, I wonder?
Well, That's a good point. What kind of calories does tea have, like, on its own?
Well, I would imagine tea tends to be usually low calories, but usually when it's higher in, they add, shit like lemonade, things like that. I in particular sometimes like to enjoy a citrus diet kind of green tea that they make, where that's 0 calories, but obviously they use like the artificial sweeteners, but it's got just enough lime in there that it's like really tasty to me.
So, in a cup of tea, there is about 1 calorie, apparently.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, in 100 grams of tea. Let's see if we, cup of tea with semi-skimmed milk. So if you put some milk in your tea, then in an average 200ml cup of tea, with a dash of semi-skimmed milk, you'll have about just 14 calories.
Well, that's a dash. I mean, like, I guess it really depends on the type of the milk you're using, but still, I mean, I'm looking at that 1 calorie thing. Taking the average 2,000 calorie diet into account, that means you can have 2,000 cups of tea a day, which is nuts, I mean, you'll never sleep again, but you can have it if you want it.
I think you might die if you ingest that much caffeine in a single sitting.
I think you probably would, yes.
Yeah, it was A, by the way. I didn't want to tell you guys, I just wanted to see if you guess it.
You're starting to learn that with great intelligence comes great responsibility, so lording the answers over us, it's just not right, man, and I appreciate that, you're being humble for once.
Yeah, exactly, I would like to say that out of all the people who are humble, I'm probably the most, just my observation.
Okay. We're coming, final photo scrap, don't worry.
It's all the way at the bar, I just need to get away from the guys for a while.
Meanwhile, elsewhere...
At the Legion of Doom!
I think this might actually be the first time that this actually happens. It's not the last time it's going to happen, from what I can recall, anyway. But it's certainly the first time.
What is up with this man's eyes, by the way? They're just like little slashes?
Well, he's just closing his eyes because his mouth does all the facial expressions for him. He doesn't need to use his eyes. Yeah. What is Beluga looking for that money can't buy?
Hey, can he borrow a feeling?
That's you! That's you on it! London's finest. I guess everything's wrapped up in a neat little package.
That would be convenient.
Alright. Everyone's gonna meet back at the hotel. We're gonna have like a finger pointing session, and there you go. The murderer's gonna be found.
I guess that has to happen when you're dealing with a mystery. Like, you have to have the thing where they get everybody in the room and they're like, oh, you could have done it, but you could have done it, but you probably did it in the library with the candlestick.
That's some Agatha Christie shit right there.
Or Clue. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but in general, it is just one of those classic mystery things. And I, for one, cannot wait for the classic Leighton, the one behind this crime must be you there.
Is it really classic in the second game of the series, though? Let's think about this.
It became classic and iconic the second it happened in the first game, and then they just needed to carry it on throughout the entire franchise. It's the same as Leighton's top hat. It is iconic.
Are you using that in like a Ubisoft kind of way, or is it legit iconic?
Well, no, I would say at this point, Leighton's top hat is iconic in the proper sense of the word. Like, you look at that top hat and you know it's referencing Professor Layton. It's not like, what was it? Was it Aidan Turner's iconic watch, or somebody from Assassin's Creed's iconic watch? It's just like,
Nah, not really, no.
No, that's not iconic. It might be an icon of the thing that you're referring to, but no, none of us give a crap.
Yeah, it's iconic in the sense that the My Computer icon on my desktop is iconic, yeah.
Well, bit of a poor example because that is iconic. You know, it's iconic for Windows, but we're talking iconic. Like, look at that little green logo in the bottom right there. You know that's from Leighton. We just shoved our own little mashup of the H and the F in there.
Where is the C?
Yes, I was about to ask that. Like, where is the C? Because it's HFC.
I don't know. Jakarta gave it to me. I've already asked him for enough changes. It's fine. It's Hellfire. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, this is hell. You're right. What the fuck is he doing? Oh no, it's a photo. Never mind.
Wind, Helldragon. Wind is how it's happening. Alright, look up. That's all you need to do and this nightmare will be over.
And then we get to the mostly really fun bit of Professor Layton and Pandora's box.
Ah, yes. Dictating, putting together a photograph.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, the nightmares. The nightmares.
Now, let's forget about that and just have fun with this.
Yes, because I don't have to dictate anymore.
Yeah.
Yes!
It's all in the past now, Richie. Put the hurt behind you.
Yeah, basically, this puzzle and a few of the later ones had me and Tom being really snarky to each other and just being like, "Argh!"
We almost fell out. That was pretty nasty, actually.
Yeah, we were both really, really very grumpy because it just was not going well because this shit is difficult to dictate.
If you were being grump, who was not so grump?
Well, I suppose in the situation it was probably you because you weren't there to be grumpy.
That's true. I feel very good about this arrangement, actually.
Yeah, people call you the angry one, but you're pretty chill most of the time.
Well, I'm more snarky and cynical than angry these days, but I've been working on that, of course.
As per, like, Jigsaw tradition, you work on the outline first. I mean, you could go for insane difficulty mode and work on the middle and then go out, but I'm not insane. I'm on medication now. Thank you very much.
I've never seen a box before. Give me some time.
Oh, it's all coming together, guys.
It's a snake head on the front.
I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable.
Well, I would say if anything, it's a goat.
Yeah, it's a goat.
Definitely a goat.
Oh, I was looking at all of the middle and I saw a frog. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
Yeah, funny you should mention a frog.
That was almost too easy.
No, it wasn't!
Oh, heck no it wasn't.
You weren't there, Luke. Yeah, see, can't you see the frog?
I can see a frog there, yeah.
And once again, it's funny you should mention the frog. Because that may or may not turn out to be incredibly important.
Yes, thank you, Richie. You couldn't hammer it home any harder unless you had an actual hammer.
Also, I like how in the puzzle everything fitted together, but in the actual reality, those pieces were not in that orientation.
Goddamn puzzle narrative dissonance.
Exactly, it's disgusting.
To win the game, you must kill me, John Romero.
Oh, the Elysium box is about to make you its bitch.
Suck it down!
Guys, should we be securing the pieces of the photograph together? I'm kind of getting a little bit worried here.
Yes, we should, but you see, for some reason, Leighton decided to leave a little bit of his common sense at home.
Yeah, and then this happened.
Ugh! Ugh!
Yep. They all blew away. Well, vital pieces flew away.
Vital piece.
There you go, singular. Leighton doesn't seem perturbed by anything, really.
Well, he never is, because you see, at least now he knows what the Elysian box looks like, and you see, it looks more like a frog now.
Ah, there you go.
You see, the frog is very important to this, as is the goat. So we'll just have to see where this leads us.
It's a chimera, guys.
It's Jesus. And he's just there, and he's like asking you puzzles and whatnot.
Very unnerving, yes.
Reminds me of that one like shitpost image where it's like the Sphinx, and he's like, "You must solve my riddle," and the guy's like, "I don't know, Pokemon or something," and the Sphinx goes, "Fair enough. I can't expect you to honestly remember all 700 of those guys. You can pass." So yeah, remember the goat. It's very, very important.
Will do.
Alright, back to the hotel.
Gonna hoof it, hoof it.
Well, you see, Chalmers decided to actually do his job again, sir, so, please go to the hotel post-haste before he either spanks or fires me or both. I'm not sure which is worse.
I would imagine the former.
Or the former and then the latter. Really embarrassing. Okay guys, we'll see you next time for a very exciting part of Professor Layton and Pandora's Box. See you then!